The moment that I got back home from this movie, all that I wanted to do was that I wanted to see my brother, give him the biggest hug possible, and tell him that I love him. So Alex, if you're watching this by chance, I just want to say, I love you, bro, Montana.
My gut knows where to go, don't you, boy? Yes, you do.
I am on my way, boys. Just stay out of trouble.
So Onward is the latest film from Disney Pixar, and it takes place in this world that's full of creatures, orcs, dragons, pixies, trolls, you name it. And in this world at first, these creatures used magic to either help each other out or battle people, but after technology was introduced, people just started to forget how to use magic. But in the world of Onward, we follow two characters played by Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt plays the character who essentially believes in all sorts of magic. He's very much into Dungeons and Dragons and such, where Tom Holland is the more realistic out of the two. He just wants to just live on with his life, try and be more like his dad, who was unfortunately long ago passed away. However, once Tom Holland's character turns 16, his mother, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, gives him a stat that essentially gives him directions to bring back his dad for about 24 hours. However, when he and his brother Chris Pratt try to bring his dad back, only the bottom half, meaning the legs, come back. However, when Chris Pratt realizes that there's another gem like this out there, he and his brother go out to find this gem to bring their father back for a day. Alright guys, so let's get into Onward. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Onward was a movie that, even though this is made by Pixar, and you guys know me, I love Pixar. I mean, I love Inside Out, I love the Toy Story films, Finding Nemo. Even though it is made by Pixar, this was one of the few Pixar movies that, while I was definitely very interested in it, I wasn't dying to see it. But when it came to Onward, it seemed that Pixar was taking a lot of inspiration from things such as Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, and those of you who know me, Lord of the Rings, I mean, anything that involves Lord of the Rings, I am in it. However, I was really worried that Onward wouldn't have that Pixar magic, or that it wouldn't hit me in the feels like other Pixar films out there, but I'm really happy to say that I really enjoyed Onward a lot. First of all, starting off, and I am sure that you have all heard this, so I'm pretty much going to be echoing every other reviewer out there, but this movie looks absolutely stunning. Now, Pixar, as you all know, is known as one of the best animation studios out there. I mean, their animation at this point just looks photoreal, especially when you look at certain close-ups. You'll see how the light just reflects off of certain objects. I mean, it looks amazing in this film, and for some reason I feel like that Pixar's animation is going to get even better than this, and the animation already looks freaking amazing. And adding on to the animation, the colors of this movie look absolutely spectacular. There are certain colors, like you'll see reds pop out, the greens, the blues, and especially when you see the certain details on characters like hair follicles, and especially certain close-ups on a character, you'll see a beard. The hair on the beard looks good. Also, another thing I gotta add is that I saw this movie in a Dolby cinema, and if you guys have not seen a movie in Dolby, and if you happen to have an AMC that has a Dolby, please see this movie in Dolby, because the Dolby cinema really does, I feel like, enhance the animation just that much more. Another thing that I really dug about Onward was that this movie has excellent world building. I love how this movie sets up, like I mentioned before, how these creatures went from loving magic, and all of a sudden, right when they got to technology, they slowly started to figure out how to use magic. And I really liked how essentially this old world essentially started to use more modern things, and it set itself up for some really fun stuff, to which I will get into a little bit. When it came to the performances, everyone here does a really good job, from Tom Holland to Chris Pratt, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and also Octavia Spencer. Everyone here is great in their roles. But obviously the two stars of the film are Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, who I thought worked really well together. And one thing I liked about the relationship, like I mentioned beforehand, was how Chris Pratt's character was the one who was really into magic, while Tom Holland was the one was more onto the more realistic side of things. At the same time, he seems to have more of a natural instinct for this thing. But no, I really enjoyed seeing the two of them going on their quests, getting to certain conflicts, how they would solve certain things. And honest to God, when I was seeing the two of them interacting with one another, it was kind of reminding me of the relationship I have with my brother. Now, my brother and I don't have the most perfect relationship. Yes, that's obvious. But when I look at certain past events from my life, I do remember that my brother taught me a lot of things. And I gotta say to you, Alex, really quick, I love you, you taught me a lot, and seriously, you're an amazing brother. Especially knowing that, like Tom Holland's character in the film, I am also a younger brother, so that only helped me appreciate this brotherhood even more so. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the more that I think about it, I wish my brother had seen this movie so he could have been in this review with me, so Alex, just know that I wish you were in this video with me right now. And someone else who stood out to this movie, for me at least, was Octavia Spencer, who played as the Manticore, who is this goat, well, it's kind of hard to describe her creature, so I'll put the thing right here. But let me say this right now, Octavia Spencer definitely does provide some of the biggest laughs of the film, and she has some really irritating sequences. I love the backstory to her character, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I would like to see more of her. Something else that I particularly liked about Onward as well was how this film, I feel like, how it parallels the film's world to our world, because as you all know, as time progressed on in real life, the more technology that we use, the more accustomed that we got to it, and in a way, it has gotten us more connected, but in a way, it hasn't, and I feel like that the film actually subtly and also pretty smartly parallels that, and it was something that I really didn't expect at all. But other than that, what I really enjoyed about Onward as well is that not only is this movie just a really enjoyable movie about these two brothers going on a quest, but something else I really enjoyed about this movie as well is that within this world and along on their quest, when these two brothers get into these conflicts with other creatures, one thing I particularly liked a lot, I thought this was really funny, was how they got into these conflicts with these pixies in this world, how they portrayed these pixies essentially as bikers, and I thought this one joke, I was laughing hysterically at it. When it came to the comedy aspect, I feel like that for the most part, when it came to certain conflicts in this film, they really did have a fun time with how certain elements are used. And like I mentioned beforehand, I was worried that this film wouldn't hit me in the feels, and I was wrong, because yeah, this film did get me to tear up a little bit, just a little bit. Onward was definitely an enjoyable movie. However, do I feel like that Onward ranks up there among Pixar's best? No. One thing that kind of threw me off about Onward was how the photoreal animation was going with these cartoonish-like characters. Now, like I mentioned beforehand, Pixar has gotten so good with their animation to the point where it is pretty much photoreal at this point. But here's the thing though, when you see how this world is populated with these very cartoonish-like characters and how this photoreal animation, especially with how the lighting looks when it goes on to these cartoonish characters, it just feels a little weird. Now, it doesn't get into uncanny valley or anything like that, but you can't help but feel that when it comes to the photoreal animation itself and when it goes with these cartoonish character designs of this really cool looking world, the animation for some reason, it doesn't feel like it fits with how the designs of the characters are. Another thing that I will definitely say is that I just wasn't fully invested in the quest that these two brothers were on. Now, don't get me wrong, I was totally with these two brothers all the way through this movie, but when it came to their actual quest and the actual destination, the goal and everything, it was just something that on an emotional level that I wasn't invested on. And the other thing is that when it came to the humor, there were some spots where it either just falls completely flat or the jokes didn't really hit as hard as they really could have hit. So overall, while I don't think that Onward is among Pixar's best, I still think that Onward is a very enjoyable and a heartfelt movie that felt inspired by Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons. And if you have a brother, whether you have an older brother or if you have a younger brother, I definitely feel like that brothers will definitely get something out of this movie, even more so. So all in all, I'm going to give Onward a 3.75 out of 5 stars. Now, like I mentioned beforehand, I don't think this is up there with Pixar's best, but at the same time, it's still a very enjoyable and a heartfelt film from one of the best animation companies out there, if not the best animation company out there. Alright guys, so comment down and let me know below. And by the way, I do apologize that this review is almost a week late, but please still let me know below what you guys think of Onward. Do you think this is up there with Pixar's best, or where does this rank in your Pixar ranking? Let me know below. Also guys, don't forget that year 5 of the Next Generation Film Awards are coming right around the corner. They will be up next month, and if you guys have not voted for Best Picture, I believe the poll is still up. It will be up for another day or so. So if you guys have not voted for Best Picture and you still want to vote, go to the link in the description below. That'll take you right to the poll. And hopefully your favorite movie is nominated. If so, vote for your favorite film to win. Hopefully, and we'll see you guys next month. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Onward. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for whenever a new video of mine goes live. If you guys would like to see any of my previous 2 videos or reviews, please click either right there or there. And of course, until my next video, I will see you guys next time.